Dairy good baking is the theme of the show. Sarah Cahill, dairy farmers of Manitoba. We just had these ridiculously awesome cheddar dill scones. Now we're moving on to monkey bread. True. I'm in.
Awesome. So to start our monkey bread, we basically just heated up some milk on our element. We don't want to get the milk hot. We just want to get it warmed. So what we've done is we've heated it. We've turned the element off. We're going to let it cool down just a little bit. In the meantime, in our stand mixer,
There's a bit of a sachet.
I know, we sashayed over. We've got 1 of the 4 cups that we're going to be using in our recipe in our bowl ready, to which we're going to add some instant quick rise yeast.
Okay.
And so that's why we really don't want to heat the milk too much, because we want it warm so that it activates the yeast, but not hot so that it kills the yeast. Okay, so it's a fine balance. So we've got that in there. Our milk should be good to go. What I often like to do is just stick a very clean finger in there just to see if it's hot.
I did just wash my hand.
Okay, perfect. If it's hot to the touch, then you don't want to use it. If it's just warm, it's perfect.
Okay.
All right, so if you want to add it into the bowl there, we're good to go. Fabulous.
Great.
Thank you. And then we're also going to add some sugar.
I'm coming back.
The yeast also likes the sugar, and it helps it to activate. We've got some butter at room temperature, which we're going to add into our bowl. Stuck in there. As well as some eggs, which we've pre-beaten.
I feel like someone's going to ask at some point, and so we'll leave it to the end, but why monkey bread, like where that name came from? So we will get to it.
We'll get to it?
Yeah.
Okay. To be continued.
Yeah.
A little bit of salt for flavor always. Then we're going to mix it up. So just a nice slow mix. We're using a dough hook here because that basically makes it a lot easier, and that way we don't have to knead it by hand.
Never seen that in my life, in
Really?
the world ever. Nope.
It is a great invention for making bread or any sort of baked goods.
Like it
especially
looks like
ones-
that dude from that movie. What's in Captain Hook?
Captain Hook, that's
Yeah.
right. We'll call him Captain.
All right.
So then we're going to just add a little bit more flour as we go along.
Yep.
We have up to about 3 cups. Usually don't need all 3. Just add a little bit at a time, and it's because we're looking for a certain texture, right? And so basically you keep adding until you get to a really nice texture. We're probably not going to get there on set today, but you keep mixing,
Yep.
mixing. And what you're looking for is a nice soft dough that's moist, not sticky. Okay, so what it's going to look like is it's going to start pulling away from the sides of the bowl naturally, and it's just basically going to gather into a nice little ball around your dough hook.
Yep.
Okay, and so basically this is doing all the kneading for you,
Right.
so we're not going to have to knead.
It was
It's-
nice to be kneaded earlier, but
That's
now I'm
right.
fine with moving on. That's
Perfect,
all right.
let's move on.
All right. I'm
And
not
so-
gonna lie, I can't get that song out of my head now. Because monkey bread reminded me of monkey bed and those monkeys that were jumping on the bed. And I can't get it out of my head. And you'd think they would have learned. Like mom called the doctor, and the doctor instructed her, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. And then you continue to jump on the bed? Well, come on.
We're going to eat monkey bread instead of
Yeah,
jumping
I
on
like
the
that
bed.
better.
Yeah. So what we've done is we've had a pre-greased bowl that we added our dough that we made
Yes.
into, and then you flip the dough over to get it nice and coated in oil.
Can it rise like just in the fridge or something?
It totally can rise in the fridge. If you don't have enough time to actually put your bread together, then you can put it in the fridge overnight for about 8 hours.
Okay.
Pull it out of the fridge, let it rest on the counter, come to room temperature, and then you assemble your bread.
Okay, we're gonna roll them and try and check this out over here, this one by me. We're gonna try and make them look like this. We roll them into balls and then place them around, and then it turns into this crazy thing. So let's do that.
All right, so basically you just grab some dough. You want to make a nice little, well, that's a lot of dough.
That is the biggest piece of anything ever grabbed.
Maybe like, yeah. So just a little piece of dough, and then
Sorry,
you're gonna roll
very
your dough.
ambitious, Sarah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay,
Thank you.
so there we go.
Still too big.
Half of that. And then you're gonna roll the ball of dough into some melted butter.
Yes, we are.
And then we're gonna place it into some brown sugar and cinnamon, which we've pre-mixed.
Great.
Okay, and so you roll it around
Roll it
in
around.
there. Sometimes I like to pick up the sugar and, toss it on top.
Yeah,
you
you
did a
do.
great job.
Okay.
Okay, and then right on top.
No rhyme or reason, right? Just
No.
wherever we want?
Exactly, wherever you want. And so as long as it's kind of an even layer, you just keep dumping them in there. So I did this one for you, which you had done
Okay.
very nicely. And into here, and then you just keep layering all around and around and around. If you have any leftover sugar,
You don't have to watch me at all times.
you can pour the sugar onto the top as well as the butter, and then basically just pat it down so it's nice and even.
Then we can sprinkle a bit on top if
That's
we want after,
right.
right? If it's left over. Okay,
That's
so
it.
then it comes out looking like this.
Looking like that.
Now,
And
you want to let it sit for a while. I know that because it does something like
Yeah, it basically loosens from the sides. You
Right.
don't want the sugar to stick to the sides. If you don't let it sit for about 5 minutes or so, it might stick to the pan.
Now, how do
so
we
we've
eat
let
it?
it
Or how
sit.
do we like
Okay, so
get
you're
it out
gonna
of here?
put the plate on top of the bundt pan.
I feel like you're giving
Okay,
me
now
massive
tip it over.
responsibility.
You can handle it now. Tip it upside down and put it on the counter. There you go. You're doing good. Now
Yeah?
slowly lift the top off,
And
and voila.
are you kidding me?
So that's
And then-
monkey bread, and so you can put some icing on top if you want.
could.
Basically an icing sugar and milk combination.
And
then-
you don't need to cut it up or
No,
anything.
no, no, do
You just,
not serve it with a knife.
Watch this. You just look, and it's all, and you just pick at it.
So let your
So
family
these are
and
mine.
friends
Yeah, you just pick at it.
pick away. And these are great
This
for
is
little
super
kids
fun.
too as a treat.
No,
because they can use their
adults.
hands. Yeah.
It's good for
That's good for
very
adults.
much so.
And if you want to make a pizza monkey bread, you can also make a savory version.
Yeah.
So that recipe and more are
Sweet.
online.
Best friend right now. Sarah, this is incredible. Can I just?
Absolutely,
Okay.
help yourself.
I'll tee up the next bit, and then I'm eating this because here you can have one as well.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Sure.
Go on, Dan. That is monkey bread, and it's spectacular. And coming up, we're going to even top this with pumpkin spiced pancakes. Are you kidding me? Come right back. We'll be here, and it'll be good.